presentation from the Valley Storm Team. Hurricane Season 2022, your wake-up call.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for Hurricane Season 2022, your wake-up call. I'm meteorologist Brian Hale.
And I'm meteorologist Freddie Vela. Together with meteorologist Jim Danner and Chris Ramirez, we actually create the Valley Storm Team, a group of trained meteorologists dedicated to bringing you accurate and up-to-the-minute weather information as it's happening.
With hurricane season kicking off, we want to make sure you're prepared with all the information you need in case a storm hits. Both CBS 4 and NBC 23 are equipped with a Barron weather system. This system comes with various models which help us provide you with information about what's going on outside your door.
And on top of that, we have the capability to see all parts of the valley with our weather camera system, a network of cameras from South Padre Island all the way to McAllen.
Our team has dealt with many storms before, but almost nothing prepares you for going through a hurricane. Thankfully, 2021 left us without one.
The 2021 Atlantic hurricane season was the third most active Atlantic hurricane season on record, producing 21 named storms. It was also the second season in a row in which the initial 21 name list of storm names was exhausted. The hurricane season officially begins on June 1st. However, Tropical Storm Anna formed on May 22nd, and the month of June saw a record 3 named storms. On July 1st, Hurricane Elsa formed, making it the earliest on record that an E-named storm had formed. Elsa battered the eastern U.S. and caused an estimated $4 billion in damage. Hurricane Grace intensified to a Category 3 major hurricane before making landfall in the Mexican state of Veracruz. Winds increased to Category 4 before landfall in southeastern Louisiana. Later in September, Hurricane Nicholas wobbled along the coast of Texas and Louisiana. While the Rio Grande Valley can go many years without any direct effects from a tropical system, here are the most notable hurricanes. Beulah struck in the September of 1967 with observed winds near 135 miles per hour, along with wind gusts to 100 miles per hour as far inland as Farr and Edinburgh. Allen made landfall in August of 1980 just north in Kennedy County. Allen was a Category 5 storm just prior to entering the Gulf, but weakened to a Category 3 storm just prior to landfall. Gilbert made landfall in September of 1988, packing 185-mile-per-hour sustained winds as it crossed Cozumel, then made a return to Category 3 strength before making landfall in Tamaulipas. Brett struck in 1999. It was a dangerous Category 4 storm. Brett weakened slowly while approaching the coast and made landfall on Padre Island in northern Kennedy County. Next was Dolly in July 2008. Dolly's wind and torrential rains caused damage and flooding across the Rio Grande Valley to the tune of over $1 billion, making it the fourth most destructive Texas hurricane on record. Hannah was the most recent hurricane. Of course, we remember that just 2 years ago in July of 2020. It was also the Atlantic season's first hurricane that year. The storm made landfall along the unpopulated Padre Island National Seashore on the Kennedy County coastline, carrying sustained winds of 90 miles per hour. Scientists at Colorado State University released their first forecast for the upcoming 2022 Atlantic hurricane season in April, while NOAA issued their first hurricane forecast a few days ago. Both forecasts are expecting an above normal season, with CSU expecting 19 named storms, of which 9 are forecast to be hurricanes and 4 reaching major hurricane status of Category 3 or stronger. This forecast is very similar to what we actually experienced in 2021, where we had 21 named storms, of which 7 were hurricanes and 4 were major hurricanes. Although June marks the beginning of the hurricane season, very little activity occurs during the month, with an average of 1 tropical cyclone every 2 years. Tropical systems usually form in the Gulf of Mexico or off the east coast of the United States. Like June, not much tropical activity occurs during the month of July, but the majority of hurricane seasons see the formation of 1 tropical cyclone during July. Formation usually occurs in the eastern Caribbean and the northern and eastern parts of the Gulf of Mexico, and decrease in wind shear from July to August contributes to a significant increase of tropical activity. On average, 4 named tropical storms, including 1 hurricane, occur between August 30th and the first intense hurricane develops by the 4th of September. The peak of the hurricane season occurs in September with an average of 3 storms per year. During September, the average Atlantic season features 7 named tropical storms, including 4 hurricanes. Of those, 2 are major hurricanes. The favorable conditions found during the September begin to decrease in October due to increasing wind shear and cooler sea surface temperatures. The focus of formation shifts westward to the Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico. For many, when you hear the word hurricane, the first thing that pops in your mind is your home. Preparing your home is a big deal, and lately it also means big money with price increases on everything from tarps to lumber. Meteorologist Brian Hale shows us how to prepare your home.
Before we get to home supplies, let's talk about the king. Yeah, cash. When a hurricane's approaching, get to your local ATM and load up. Now about those supplies. The good news is the supply of supplies you'll need to ready your home for hurricane season is up, while the bad news is prices are up too, way up. George Palacios welcomes customers to his store every hurricane season, ready to answer questions and get homeowners on the right track.
Every year we usually get a pretty good amount of folks coming in on the sometimes last minute or whenever they get those warnings, but hopefully we can get some to come in a little early and get it out of the way. We got a lot of lumber on hand at the moment for them to grab.
With inflation, everything seems to cost more these days, but lumber continues to be ahead of the price curve. Last year it was sky high, and this summer it is forecast to surge again to more than triple what it was back in 2020. Are they going to have a little bit of sticker shock no matter where they go?
Oh, definitely. I think they're going to get a little surprise anywhere they go with some prices in the plywood. It's holding pretty steady. Some of it's gone down, sometimes it goes up, but it's just everywhere all over the place right now.
Take plywood, for example. It is kind of like the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You don't want plywood too thin or too thick, but just right.
There is definitely a sweet spot. You don't want to go too thin, and you don't want to go do overkill for a window. So I'll probably just recommend going a half-inch plywood to board up some windows for a hurricane. Preparing
your home with the stuff you buy can be tricky if you haven't done it before. So rather than me trying to cram an hour's worth of how-to information into this story, let me steer you to the place everyone goes for tedious details and tutorials on just about everything. Yes, YouTube is littered with DIY segments to help you prepare your home for hurricane season. Just search Prepare My House for Hurricane Season, and voila, you are now a pro.
Another way to plan ahead and avoid sitting in the dark is getting a generator. However, generators can be dangerous and even deadly if not used correctly. Remember to never place your generator inside the house or garage, as carbon monoxide is a silent killer. Do not connect any cords from the generator to house outlets. If the generator needs to be refueled, wait until it cools down before adding gasoline. Speaking of gas, store it properly and away from flames, and always use grounded cords. For many, generators are not an option. Many may need to seek safety away from their home. Brenda Matuti takes us inside Valley shelters and what they are doing to prepare.
When Mother Nature strikes,
you really need to plan today.
An evacuation plan may be your only saving grace.
We push for people to evacuate. That needs to be the goal.
Both Cameron and Hidalgo County are evacuation counties, which means once local leaders get the green light that a severe storm is coming, plans to get people to safety shift into high gear.
Okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is where I will go. And there's no decision making that we have to do once a storm comes.
Many cities near the Gulf, like Port Mansfield and Port Isabel, do not offer shelters, but instead they recommend that you evacuate. Now, the largest shelter in the lower valley is this one right behind me, and it's located at the Los Fresnos United campus.
It's built for 200-mile-an-hour winds. It's self-contained so that it's got generator so that they can still have cooling during an emergency.
But of the more than 420,000 Cameron County residents, City Manager Mark Milam says only 800 people fit inside. That's why he says the dome is an option of last resort.
It's not a motel type of a situation. It is to basically get yourself out of harm's way. The go-to plan needs to be, I'm evacuating Cameron County in my area. I'm going to go out to a safe zone.
That safe zone could be in Hidalgo County, but Milam recommends folks travel as far as Austin or San Antonio. In Harlingen, the nonprofit Loaves and Fishes plans to open as a temporary shelter, and COVID precautions will be in place. Normally, the shelter houses a maximum of 66 people, but during a major storm, organizers open up that dining hall to make room for more storm refugees. Further west, Mercedes will offer a shelter at the monolithic dome in the heart of the city.
We do have cots that are ready to be deployed out on the gym floor. All we ask is for the residents to bring either a blanket or a pillow and their medications.
The dome is staffed by American Red Cross volunteers who will provide meals and other resources for you. However, due to the pandemic, less than 90 people will be allowed inside. And in years past, even Mercedes residents have struggled to get to the dome due to widespread flooding. This year, though, Public Works Director Joaquin Hernandez says new pumps will be used to rid the city of standing water as much as possible.
There's going to be one here by the dome to be rerouting those standing water out of the dome area so residents can be able to safely come into the dome.
Both Weslaco and McAllen plan to also open shelters. City leaders say their plan is to disclose those locations once it's time to open them to the public. During the year, living near the ocean can be exciting and enjoyable, but during hurricane season, all bets are off, and it's Mother Nature who's calling the shots. Most city leaders recommend you create an evacuation plan for your family now, because after all, leaving your home is a small price to pay for your family's safety.
We can replace homes, we can replace belongings, but we cannot replace lives, and so that's what we're about.
Reporting in the Rio Grande Valley, I'm Brenda Matuti.
Many homes and neighborhoods have had to deal with all the water that hurricanes leave behind. Marco Ramirez shows us some valley cities are working to prevent that from happening this season.
Our goal is to keep water out of our residents' home.
Neighborhoods along Pleasant View Drive in Weslaco are prone to flooding at any rain event. After a major flood in 2018, the city was granted bond approval to build a new drainage project that runs 2 miles beneath the neighborhoods. It's a project Mayor David Suarez says is long overdue.
They put big boxes underneath the street with new storm drains to help alleviate this area. This is one of the areas that flooded real bad in 2018.
The project took over a year to complete. Suarez says he is confident flooding won't be a big problem come hurricane season.
It got test run here with the Hannah hurricane, and so we the design and of it, etc., we were able to see that it was going to work. It was going to help some of the flooding issues.
This is one of 8 other drainage projects being done across Weslaco.
We have the other one painted at Mayor Pablo Peña Park. We're going to bring down that park to help the downtown area flooding. So it's going to retain the water there.
Now here in Mercedes, city officials say flooding from any rain event would get up to 3 feet in streets like this one. But the city's already working on multiple drainage projects to help alleviate that flooding starting this hurricane season.
We started focusing on a collaborative effort that involves the drainage district, the irrigation district, the city of Mercedes.
Mercedes City Manager Alberto Perez says they would rely on portable pumps to help limit flooding. But a team effort between the city and Hidalgo County is now building this 22-acre pond near Collier Park.
The idea is a detention pond. It holds water for the interim while the water keeps flowing south through the creek. And it allows us the capacity to gather water quickly, get it out of the streets, and keep it out of homes.
While these projects are close to completion, the city is also anticipating positive results this hurricane season.
For example, the Collier Park drainage project, it should alleviate flooding within 1,000 homes, which is the southwest quadrant of Mercedes. Right. So we're going to see a big improvement.
Despite these projects, both Mercedes and Weslaco officials will take extra steps to be prepared.
That we're vigilant, that we stay alert, that we're still working on design phases.
Just because we've started this is not the end all. We expect to continue to do more improvements as time goes by.
In Hidalgo County, I'm Marco Ramirez.
Coming up, when a storm hits, shelters remain open for you. What they are doing now to prepare for the hurricane season when we come back. What is the difference between a watch and a warning? Find out the answer when we return.
Hurricane season 2022, your wake-up call will return after these messages.